It's your boy Loomis Brinks.
What's good? It's your boy Trey B.
Man, it's your boy Just Start Running, man.
It's time to listen up.
We're here with Southern Flow Podcast.
We talk about everyday life situations, controversy, trending topics.
Stay tuned for what's coming up. We got a lot of episodes and a lot of work to put in play.
Get into it.
Yeah, I'm excited about the podcast. Just the foresight in its potential.
Yeah, we here, man. We finally here.
Talking about it forever.
Yeah, definitely. So who we got coming in today?
We got Nate Patterson coming in today.
Time youth.
Man, for the our first guest is Nate.
First
Yo,
one.
what? That's
Launch us off
amazing.
all the way.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this conversation right here.
We making get us a prayer out of it, man. You know.
Okay.
You never know.
Yeah.
Ain't some real game,
It's a
man.
real game.
We need them
man.
blessings.
Blessings.
Yeah, Southern Flow Podcast, man.
We doing a lot of good in the community, you know, with
That's right.
the kids and the young boys, and you know, lead them in the right direction.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta give people flowers while they're here, man.
For sure.
Yeah.
In fact, you got to give them that flowers while they're here.
Hey, well, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
So go ahead and get to it.
Southern Flow Podcast.
Stay tuned. All right, we're here with Nate Patterson with Time Youth Inc., community activist, youth leader, husband, father, inspiration to the community. It's the Southern Flow Podcast.
Already, real nice. That was a great intro.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, Nate is an inspiration to the community, especially to the young boys who lacking that mentorship. Men. I think that's just something that's lacking in our community. But yeah, Nate is very heavy in the community of Dothan, Alabama, and that's probably limiting. To say what he's been doing because he's the Wiregrass and probably all of Alabama. So this is real major to have Nate on with us, at the Southern Flow Podcast. So I want to thank you for coming in.
Appreciate you.
Love what y'all doing here, man. This is amazing. This is needed, especially with our the African American, the young men. We need to start creating more and showing inspiration more.
Yeah.
So I salute y'all for this.
Yes, sir. Pop
Yeah,
on, Trey. Pop
yeah.
on, Trey.
I just wanted to ask you what inspired you to create the Time Youth Inc.
Man, it's really, man, like, I just remember I used to go to the Hawk Houston Boys Club here in Dothan, and it was just all boys then. And think about Hawk Houston, they took you as you are. You know what I'm saying? They didn't look at your background. They didn't care about, what side of town you stay on. They just want to grab the young boys and mold them. So even with rest in peace his father, I was one of the little ones coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And his father was like, one of the older OGs or whatever, and I just like watched them. Basketball was my thing. So Hawk Houston, we had sports, basketball, football, baseball, and that kind of kept us busy and occupied. But not us really knowing that it was men there that was really like mentoring us.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't know at the time. At the time, we just looked at like hangout spot, boys we know in the neighborhood, and we had opportunity to travel and play basketball, sports, and so just kind of being able to go see other things. I ended up going to college, what I'm saying, for basketball, full scholarship. That really opened my eyes to a lot of things outside of what I used to see in Dothan. Dothan can be a small box if you let it be.
Right.
So that just gave me exposure to see things and see that it was more out there. And moving on, man, like I had the opportunity to work for the Atlanta Hawks in Atlanta.
Okay.
Met my wife in Atlanta, man. It was a blessing. I was actually managing a clothing store when I first moved to Atlanta. And my wife, well, she wasn't my wife then, but her and her mom used to come in and shop at the store.
Okay.
So they had no idea, man. I wasn't
The
even,
universe brought it out.
yeah, like I wasn't even, my mindset wasn't on, relationships,
Right.
family. It was just more like, go get it, just proud to be out of Dothan, be able to try to make something happen.
Right.
So time was not even in place in my life at the time, but as I start getting older, I start realizing that I feel like it was more to than just working and building my own self up. I felt like I said, man, it has to be more. So I just started spending more time with these young people in Atlanta. Atlanta Hawks, they got NBA Cares where they host like summer camps, and sometimes the NBA players will come out, but they let me be over the summer camps with these kids.
Right.
And it just showed me, man, like I wasn't even an NBA player, but they like loved and respected me just to put in that time, that time and effort with them. And then I told my wife just how excited, you know, that was for me. And it was a lot of things I was dealing with, bro. Like, I just be real with y'all, man. I was heavy in the nightclubs. I was a DJ. I was a club promoter. I was like going hard, you know. Atlanta, Columbus, Georgia, to Dothan, like parties.
Was this at the you were doing this in the time that you were like working with the Atlanta Hawks?
Yeah. So during that time in Atlanta, man, I was not just, that was my 9 to 5, but my hustle was the clubs. You know, I was out there getting it, man, and you know, heavy in alcohol and just that atmosphere that you get in nightclubs for the most part. But during that time, bro, I just knew that it was more. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't really have anybody. I didn't have that male presence to kind of guide me and say, hey, bro, like, you may, you know, it's cool what you're doing, but you may, you know, it's you need to slow down a little bit, you know, because I didn't really know what family, you know, was, to be honest, you know. So now, you know, I got me a wife, a daughter, had an oldest daughter already, straight out of high school. But just, I was like, man, I love what's going on right now. I have an opportunity, like, to really build a family. From the ground up. And it's like, to the point where, like, no excuses. You know, I could use this either say, man, my father wasn't around like that. I didn't see successful marriages. You know, I had so many excuses I could have used, but I wanted to break that generational curse. I felt like it was in my family. You know, most of the boys in my family, we all was come from single parent homes. And I was like, this got to change. So it just drove me more to want to live in purpose versus chasing a dollar. So that's what time came in at, man. Time stands for teach, inspire, mentor, and educate. So we want to love, equip, and empower our youth to be kingdom citizens and leaders in the community or wherever they decide to go.
Oh, that's powerful.
Yes, sir.
That's powerful. That's just like when you said, because I used it at one point in my life where, you know, using it as an excuse, well, I ain't have no father. And so a lot of times I see that just amongst the kids, it's like, nah, you gotta have the drive to just keep going. You can't allow anything to, you know, to hinder you from progression. You know, you always trying to find motivation. And so but that was something that I was always curious about, like, you know, like what was that point where you were like, I gotta switch it up. Like I really gotta do something different, because like I've seen you many times, you know, when you talked about it, you know, just as far as like I had this same energy that I was channeling as far as like party promoting and, you know, all the stuff I was doing, and I just shift. And I feel like, you know, everybody kind of had like those similar stories. Like we could share those similar stories for a single parent household, but it's like life gets interesting when you had that moment, like aha, like it's like it's some more to life. It's like I can really be more of an impact. So like what was that moment like? It was just like that night you in the room, you just looking up at the ceiling, and it's like
so you know I'm on a spiritual journey, you know, in my life, and that really was the turning point for me, bro. Like I knew I couldn't do it on my own. I said it has to be a guide, you know, because I just seen a transformation in my mother, you know, how she her life changed all of a sudden. You know, I seen the shift in the transformation. I was like, I don't know this woman, because I used to come home and be like, something's different. You know what I'm saying? And that really kind of opened my eye, like, you know, what is it? You know? And she just told me how like God just changed her life around. She had to surrender everything to Him. So that would really kind of, it caught my eye, but I wasn't driven by it. You understand? I still had a little spark. Yeah, it was a spark. But I still was dealing with what I was dealing with at the same time. But really, like I used to travel back and forth to Atlanta to Dothan doing parties. And it was one night I was on the road, bro, and I remember it clear as day. I was on the road headed to Dothan, and I was like, God, you know, I was kind of tired. I was like, man, I said, God, if you got something for me to do that's more, you got to show me, you got to reveal it to me, Lord. Yeah, like, because I'm saying, you know, it looked good to the eye of everybody else. You know, they like, well, you getting Nate? You know, they look at it as success, but I said, it's more. I said, this ain't my true purpose. So I asked, I said, we got to reveal something. And I had a party in Dothan, bro. It was like 600 people at this party. And then a fight broke out. And then this older lady who always support me, you know, she was, I think she was in at least early 50s. But she always just come to like my adult events. And out of all the people that was in there, bro, and I'm talking, this is the sweetest lady in the world. Out of all the people in there, she got hit with a ball in her eye. Yeah. And when I tell you, it hit my soul, bro. Like, I said, no, because I feel like it was my fault.
Right.
You know, even though, you know, you can't control what happens in an environment like that, but at the end of the day,
you just tied to it like that.
Yeah, I was tired. Like, I'm tired of that. Like, it was my fault. And then when I was coming back to Atlanta, bro, I mean, I had money, pocket full of money in my pocket I just made.
It's still no fulfillment.
It's still empty.
Yeah.
Still like, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah.
And then on that moment, bro, I just asked God, I said, God, I surrender everything to you. Like, I'm tired. Like, I want change. I want transformation, Lord. But I know I can't do this on my own.
Yeah. Help
me get rid of some of these attacks that I feel that's coming with my life. And I surrender my life to Christ, man, on that highway. But that was really the turning point for me, you know, with my walk. But then, like I said, still didn't know what time would be. You know, I just knew that it was time to surrender to Him.
Let Him foundation.
Yeah, let Him show me what's the next move.
Okay, that's really enough.
What's the difference in the community you see from when you was a kid to what the kids see, you know, growing up in Dothan now?
I'm gonna be real, really people see, and this is what I hate. You know, like when we start getting older as adults, 30, like, these kids, these kids. Yeah. We were doing the same stuff. We just didn't have this technology.
That's what makes it more advanced.
Yeah, it's like we didn't have people recording everything we do. We didn't have social media where it got blasted. Like, when we did stuff, it stayed there.
Right.
You understand? So like, I understand that because I was one of those little boys.
Right.
You know, I was caught up in all that
same
stuff.
Yeah,
same stuff. It just wasn't recorded. So now it just the difference is that the technology now, and then it's more hard for kids now because they deal with a lot of peer pressure and anxiety and depression, like stuff that we didn't know. I didn't know nothing about. What is depression?
Yeah.
What is anxiety?
Do you think the social media and the technology enhance
the
peer pressure?
It enhanced it times 10 because now they feel like they have to be this certain way. But
Instagram.
Yeah, so it's identity.
Yeah.
So they're looking for identity through social media, and
that ain't even real life.
It's not even real, you know. So they put on this persona, and then don't let somebody get in a fight. That's why you see more shootings now, because nobody want to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
You know, when we fought or whatever, like it just stayed there. But now, man, you can go viral, man, if you get slapped in the face.
Yeah.
You know, so now you got people that's suicidal thoughts, you know, over just because of this technology and social media.
And some people don't, like you said, some people don't even recognize exactly what depression is. You don't even understand why you feeling this way. Why you feeling so, you know, what's the word, like you just condense down, you're in a tight space, you know. Yeah, people you're not even recognize that's depression on you, you know.
Yeah, so and that's big for I believe for men. Especially starting as a little boy, we hold all this stuff in. We don't know how to get it out.
Society telling us that.
Yeah, society telling you, don't cry. Yeah. You know, be a man, don't cry.
Yeah.
Like, toughen up.
And the women to do it, you know, the women to do it too, you know, like toughen up, you know, and that's one thing I just see like in the generation of like the especially the single parent young women is like, you know, you're almost an attempt to like mold your son up like the ideal man you would like, and maybe the ideal man that you like still isn't the right type of man. You know, so sometimes I feel like, you know, that's an issue in a sense. But just ultimately, I feel like it's just like a plethora of just miseducation.
Yeah.
It's not that people are intentionally It's like it's almost an unintentional intention.
It's a generational curse, bro. Like, we are born into some of this stuff, you know. So it's like you can't break it unless you recognize it first, and then you have people around you that's gonna like educate you, you know. And now you have transparency and able to open up and break from these chains that we've been over, bro. Like it's from our family backgrounds, you know, and it's like we have to be mentally, physically, spiritually strong, you know, to overcome a lot of these things that we're born with. We kind of raised up in. So that's why I believe time is so important. You know, that wasn't my plan in life. You know, my wife and I, we had a clothing store. We was spending to grow that in different cities, you know, but then God just shifted around and put my purpose into place over just what my desires were,
Yeah.
you know. But we love it, man. My wife and I do it together. My daughter Kennedy is here. She is amazing, man. I know God is using her already,
Right.
you know. So I'm thankful for that. And I got a son coming up. He's 5.
Yeah.
And then I got, like I said, I have an older daughter. She's 20. She's in Georgia.
What's some of the things, like, you touched on, like, depression and stuff, but what's some of the things, like, well, most of the things your kids and your center, what they got in common? Like, what's their common, you know, battle that they all share pretty much?
Common battle, man, is identity. So they're all seeking identity, and it's in the wrong places, you know. And then second is we have majority boys. So we got about 40 students that come to our youth center daily, and about 35 of those are boys, and I think 2 of those boys has a present father. So identity, lack of positive male role models, fathers, uncles, whatever that looks like, and then just that with me that spiritual connection. You know, it's like they feed off what they see. So we want to be that example. My wife and I, we want to be the example that they see, and then hopefully that they'll start seeking more, and then growing more.
Right.
I was just chopping it up with Jay about that last night, about being from this small town that, like I told you, around here people got to see whatever their vision is to believe it. Like if I come to Jay with a vision, like being in the Wiregrass, most of us, we got to see it before, you know, they come and tell us and present it to us. It's just always been like that.
Yeah. So people say, you know, faith is believing in something that you can't see, right? And that's why I say, Pastor Michael Ty, he hit it on the head. I heard him about a couple weeks ago. He said, first, this generation need to see first. Even though we can say faith, yes, faith is awesome, but sometimes people need to see it first before they even grow faith. You understand? So I had to see what the Hawk Houston Boys Club helped me, mold me into be, in order to have faith in what can be done, what can be become.
Right. Because you seen it.
Because I seen a glimpse. You know, sometimes it just takes a glimpse. It takes a glimpse of seeing a pie.
And then it becomes your vision. You know, because you can expand. Of course, the Hawk Houston is doing a phenomenal job, but you know you can take that and expand it out. You know, and make it.
And
put your flavor on it.
Yeah. So and that's why I tell people like, Time Youth is not a boys and girls club. We're a kingdom club. So we're a family. Like that's what we they don't even call me Mr. Nate. What they call me, baby girl?
Uncle Nate.
Uncle Nate. And they aren't told to say that. It's just the relationships built. You know, it's not like a teacher or, you know, it's Uncle Nate, you know, Auntie Kenny. And so we love that, man, because I know it's like I said, it's a lack of fathers that's stepping up and grabbing these young men and saying, hey, bro, we got to get y'all on the right track. You know what I'm saying? So that's what guys call me to be here right now, so I'm excited.
But I was just gonna say, just that exposure I think is something that's essential. Like you were saying, how you went to Atlanta and you were able to see like all the different things, you know, be able to interact. And so just like what I saw when you took the young boys to Tuskegee, to the canvases, I mean, I can only imagine like how they eyes just, you know, you just seeing different stuff, you know, and it's like. I know my first time just touching down in the city, you know, you seeing a skyscraper, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you got that ambition. It just brings something out of it.
See the lights. Something, man, believe it or not, man, I've taken some young kids from Dothan just on the other side of town, bro, where they see big houses with lakes and they like blown away. Not even knowing this in Dothan, you know what I'm saying? Like they thinking this is something you see on TV. So it's like that exposure, whether it's Atlanta, whether it's right here in Dothan, you know, like it's important for young people to be exposed so they can see that there's more. Because we can kind of be in a box and be stuck in that box. So it's like, no, we are called to be a light first, and then we're called to help others. You know, so that's what I believe in, and then we're gonna keep pushing with time.
One question, man. I was asked this question, and this when I was doing like voter registration with some people. Why do we lack more black leaders?
I think it's fear first. I think it's fear, then I think it's just like I said, that mindset of we can't be great. You know, almost. You know, it's rarely that you see young people that's like ambitious and driven, you know. It's almost you gotta beat it out of them, you know. But just imagine if we just come up in that way, like ambitious and driven, you know, like
out the gate.
Out the gate, you know, like, and I don't like, you know, I'm like my daughter. I mean, I'm just like it's things that she be telling me. I'm like, girl, like she be shocking me, you know, like her mind is just like, Daddy, we can do this, we can do that. I'm like, yeah, let's go, you know, like, cause that's important for her to like, for me first to like show her I believe in her, but for her to keep that ambition,
right?
You know, so that's why I think the lack of that leadership is that it's fear, and it's like we feel like we can't be great when we can, you know.
Yeah. Just like you said though, it's the identity thing is major. I think I saw Mike Tyson talking about, you know, like really envisioning yourself as great as you could ever be. And like you will hear that, you're like, yeah, but like when you think about it, that's a powerful statement. Like, can you really envision yourself out, regardless of where you at in this moment?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like a young kid to be able to envision himself being an astronaut or being the president or being a CEO, you know, or a very successful, you know, entrepreneur, man. So us as like parents and, you know, community leaders and just those, you know, that I think we are the first line of defense, you know, to the youth.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like you said, they're watching us.
That's right.
And they're taking, you know, the energy that we giving them, you know what I'm saying, the language that we giving them.
Music.
Yeah, you know, all that. So, you know, just for you to say how your daughter and your son, like, you know, I can only imagine that they had the ambition because, you know, they've been watching y'all, you know what I'm saying? And so I like to see the momentum in kids because it is hard to stop that drive once they drive, you know.
Right.
So to see you know, the spirit of like a child, like, you know, condensed down is like, it's almost sad because, like, you know, sometimes adults do it, and I don't even think they do it intentionally, you know, just trying to, you know, like put out the fire, but it's like, you know, because I didn't do it, you can't do it,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a lot of things that the kids get from some of those adults who aren't motivated anymore, or who think it's over for them. Because I always tell adults, it's like, if God woke you up another day, you got a whole nother day. That means it's opportunity to make something happen, regardless of where you at in life.
So. Absolutely. We have to keep dreaming, man. Like, whether you 2, 5, 30, 42, 52, dream. You know, don't let circumstances stop you from dreaming, you know. And sometimes we feel like we gotta have this in order to dream. Like, I need 10 racks right now for my dream to be alive. You feel me? Like, bro, you don't need that right now. Right now, you need your mind and a pen and paper.
Yeah.
Have you wrote your dream down? No, I ain't wrote it down. Well, you already.
That's
bro.
Yeah.
They don't cost you nothing. I can get you some paper and a pen, you know. So we just have to start and believe, and when we fail, we get back up, cause we gonna fail sometimes. We gonna fall short sometimes, but it's important for us to dream and keep going, and have people around you, like-minded people that have some type of drive or desire. It don't have to be the same vision, you know, but everybody can play a part to something, you know, to make something great.
Everybody just pushing positive energy.
Yeah, that's it, bro. Yeah, that's it.
You think like as generations as black men, it's like for those that, you know, do grow without a father, you know, they may live in a neighborhood with, you know, black men. Do you think they doing an injustice by not grabbing these kids and, you know,
yes,
at least,
sir.
you know, taking not necessarily even taking one under your wings, just, you know, giving them game here and there. You know, you might see them outside playing, and, you know, because, you know, the average day, you know, working man, I mean, he got a house and a car. I mean, he's established, you know. I mean, but like you say, I guess we've been doing an injustice to these kids by not, you know, grabbing on to them, and you know.
Yeah, we definitely have been doing an injustice, because I had a sit down with like older men, like in their 50s and 60s. You know, I'm the youngest person and I'm loving it. I'm soaking it in and I'm learning. And the main thing they kept saying, we had a village, we came up, man. Well, our uncles and our neighbors, you know, grab it. And these men, you know, they said men was picking them up, and we don't have that at all. You know, I mean, just being real, like, we don't have, that's the disconnect, you know, from our generation to what it was 30, 40 years ago. They had that village of men that picked them up, that guided them, that try to help them, show them the way, you know. But now it's a lack of, because I feel like the stuff that the world is putting out there, we want to more chase that than chase purpose, passion, family, you know. And so that's why it's important for us to like show an example of what family looks like at time. They get to see that. We reading doing a Bible study. It's called No More Excuses. So it's for teenagers, but that's what tone we want to set. Like, you gonna fail, you gonna drop the ball sometimes, but you have to understand that you can't keep using excuses. You know, and I know it's hard. I know some of these kids, bro, we deal with, like, they have to go back to like
the worst of
the worst of you, and it's like, hey, you know, but it's like that's why we try to feed their mind. You know, dream.
Yeah.
Dream while you're in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, pray for the best while you're in that situation.
It might look like one thing, but envision it as something else.
Yeah, absolutely. So we definitely push that. But yeah, it's definitely injustice, man. But that's around the world.
Yeah.
Around the world.
Just ain't done.
Yeah, it's definitely worldwide.
Yeah.
Like you said, though, that's what I had to learn to deal with as I got older, like facing adversity. Like when you were a kid, you know, mom and daddy, they cool to you, and you know, you fail them, you know, pick you back up. But as you get older and older, you know, they start cutting you loose and, you know, letting you make your own mistakes and seeing if you can, you know, figure it out on your own. And as I got older, it just sometimes adversity used to hit me, and I just soak in my depression. But I think that's what kids gotta learn too. Like, the older you get, it's gonna be something, you know, all the time. Like,
it's gonna keep coming.
It's gonna keep coming. So, you know, how you come out on the other side of that is what, you know, make you a man, and, you know, what you can stand on at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
that's strong.
And I don't, you know, I know my brother right here, man. I have to talk about him because I knew his father. You know, like, he could be the prime example of just this. Like, he could be excused up. You know, like, just being real. He can easily just be out just doing nothing, you know, and have an excuse. But it's like, I watch him and I watch his growth, and it's like, it's powerful because everybody don't know his story. You know what I'm saying? People can go by what they see,
Right.
but they don't know the story. You understand? So when I see him writing books, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe falling off, but saying, hey, I gotta get back up. Like, that's what it's about. It's not about, you know, him being a millionaire to me. It's about him keeping that drive alive. Whatever that is. It's like success. And that's something that we aren't taught as young too. We think success is that, like, okay, I got $2 million in the bank, I got these cars lined up, I got that house, I got another house. Bro, I know I've met millionaires that's been in depression for most of their life. Why they're millionaires? In depression. I've met millionaires, bro, who don't have their family, and it's killing them. They can't have their family. They say, I give all this up for my family back.
Right.
You understand? I've seen that. Like, and that's what's so important. Like, that's why I know, like, this is important. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is needed. We have to reach more, however that looks like, through platforms, social media, whatever that is, face to face. We got to reach more people and give them hope to dream. So, man, I'm just, like I said, I'm excited, bro. Like, I just love it. I think our city got a chance to, like, really do some impactful stuff.
We were just talking about it. It's like, the grounds are fertile.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir.
So it's just like,
Pray,
definitely
man, we gotta learn how to teach kids how to pray.
Yeah, man, that's straight up. That's straight up.
Do you think that there's a less the newer children, and then, you know, maybe like those, let's just say like 20 and down, you think they're a little bit more removed from like the church?
Oh yeah, they're not going. The parents not going. I didn't see it. What's so crazy? That's how no God can use anybody. I didn't grow up in the church. I didn't know about Pentecost, all that. I didn't know nothing about that, bro. Like, I found God on the highway as a grown man. You understand? So, like, I'm seeing how he using me, and I wasn't even nowhere near connected to the church.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this generation, they, you know, it's like you have to be the church.
Man,
Like,
that's
straight
right.
up. Like, you can't go in there and say, go to church. You know, like, you have to be the church. They don't see what it look like. Now they see, now they gonna want to seek. Oh man, I need to get some of what Nate. You reading that Bible? Oh, okay, let me.
What's it doing for you?
Right.
You praying? You praying even if you don't have to.
You making intentional efforts?
Yeah, you like, you spending time. Well, I mean, I might well. I just spent 2 hours on YouTube, you know, with NBA YoungBoy, and I'm stuck.
Yeah.
But you just spending 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, 5 minutes. So it's like, Yes, they have to see it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to church.
Yeah.
You know, parents.
But now what you said though was something also, because it's like, I think like the older generation, which in those, though I think those constructs did work at a point in time, but it's like the older generations are like more caught on like the idea of the church, when the church was always like you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I do believe that you can find your group of people where you can fellowship with, and we can worship and praise together. That's powerful. You know, the channel all the energy together. But I think time you is church. You know what I'm saying? Just in the sense of your spirit, because what we here to cultivate.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think the kids just need to have an idea of spirituality just in a whole. You know, just to be introduced to like, there's a creator outside of your mom and daddy. That was something that, you know, allowed that. You know, and that's the source that you need to be connected to. So I feel like the earlier that we can, you know, let them understand, like, hey, you know, you need to be tapping into the source, you know, and getting your powers up, you know. So I be in a fix with that. You know, people just caught up, like, you gotta go to church. But it's like, are you really looking to embody that lifestyle? You
What's
know,
your
really live that out?
Yeah, what's your relationship? And then it is important to fellowship. Like if you find a church home, that's great. You know, to be around believers, but that's not the end. You know what I'm saying? It don't end there.
Yeah.
What is your lifestyle like
after that?
On Saturday, not just that one Sunday. Like it's a lifestyle, bro. Like, and that's what I come to realize. It's a relationship and it's a lifestyle. Does that lifestyle mean perfection? Absolutely not. Because none of us will be perfect. I don't care what type of money we make, what type of success we come across, we'll never be perfect. But it is a source that can help you and guide you, you know, when you do fall short, or when you do need that spiritual awareness and something to pick you up and show you, you know, get you back on the right track.
Right.
So yeah, we are, I mean, the people of the church, but you know, the building, you know, great if you got a place, but if you don't, no excuses. You still have that relationship with your father.
Right.
Where you see, I'm just end with this, where you see time in like 10 years, 10 to 15 years?
Man, to be honest, man.
It's a big smile.
Yeah. And I kind of like, I've been stepping away from saying, like, you know, you keep saying, what's your 10-year plan? What's your 15-year plan, 5-year plan? I'm more like, what's my right now plan? Because we may not see, I may not see 10 years. You know, I can easily answer that question, but I'm more like, what's my right now plan? My right now plan versus my 10-year plan is just to see these kids grow, and I want to see them with their families one day. I want to see them with their wife one day. You know,
I appreciate you.
I want to see them in the grocery store holding their kids' hand. Like, I want to see the fathers, like, just being that father, reading books. You know what I'm saying? To their son or daughter. Like, that's what I'm hoping to see, and I want to see that right now. You know, but they're young right now, so my thing is 5-10 years from now, it's not even about being, you know, 5 buildings. I want to see the people. I always talk invest in people, bro. Like, some people will invest in like buildings or you know, material stuff, but when we start investing in people, each other, bro, it's
a greater return on the investment.
It's a bigger return, because guess what? Them young boys may become a millionaire one day.
They coming back.
You think they ain't gonna take y'all today?
They coming back to see us.
Come on now.
Oh, you remember
what you need? Yeah, like, what you need? I'm good. Like, I'm investing in people. I'm investing in people, bro. So when you hit me up about, you know, this podcast, I'm in there. Cause hey, this thing right here, you know, go worldwide. I got another platform.
In there.
First one.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, absolutely. I'm invested. I'm investing in people, bro.
Conversations, man.
Yeah.
A lot of conversations I feel like are needed. You know, and me being here, being the youngest out of y'all, it's kind of like I can soak up and be that medium, because they're younger than me. So it's like, how do I relate what y'all saying to them? In a way. And that's what my books are about. It's kind of like whatever I knew, I would take it and feed it to the younger people. Like when I see you post the Virgin Center, I used to work there. So to me, I didn't feel like a guard or a hall worker. It was more like, when he get to knocking on the door acting up, I'm gonna go in and talk to him. You know, I would pass my books. You know, a lot of people didn't know that, but I would put my books in there, man. He was like, you really wrote a book? It's like, I see it. Like you said, vision, I can see it now. So just be transparent.
That's powerful, Star.
That's right on time, man.
and they still reach out to you. My brother tell you, they're like, Mr. Reynolds. Like, hello, man. Like, I'm telling one guy, I snuck him a cheeseburger, man.
Yeah.
I want you to get out here, man, and do something different.
And one thing I want to say too about like you guys doing this podcast, I want y'all to understand it's bigger than the podcast.
Yeah.
Like y'all are right when y'all doing this, y'all are being a mentor to somebody online.
Yeah.
Whoever watching, y'all are being a dad to somebody. You know,
Wow.
whatever topic it is, like y'all are being that.
Yeah.
So it's like you're investing in people.
Mhm.
And so the resources gonna come back to you. You understand? Like, so I always tell people like invest in people. You know what I'm saying? Whether they struggling, it don't matter. Like don't look at what's going on now. Look at what the future can be.
Mhm.
You understand? So yeah.
We appreciate having you and stopping by, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
man.
It was such a flow state, on the Southern Flow podcast, It was a flow state. That was real powerful.
So on the first one,
Yes, man, like this, it was no better way to grace it, because
Okay.
we talked about like, who could we have, and it was like, Nate is the biggest boss right now, right? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause like I said, it's not a lot of people that's really pushing and advocating for the community, advocating for the youth, because like you said, man, like that's. And a lot of times we try to project them into the future, like they're the future. Nah, they right now, bro.
Yeah,
they
it's
right now.
Yeah, right now,
Give
bro.
some people they flowers, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
you feel
yeah.
me?
So it was only right, man. And like I told you earlier, we appreciate you for coming and just building with us, man. This is powerful,
Absolutely.
So,
If y'all don't mind, man, I want to bring my daughter in. She would
Yes,
bring
please,
her
please.
socks. You know what I'm saying?
Please.
Dear God, I'm just coming before you, thank you for this day that you've given us. Thank you for your new grace and mercies that you give us each and every day, Lord. I pray for the Southern Flood podcast, Lord, that you can just give them the wisdom and knowledge to outpour on everybody that's watching, Lord, and that they can take things from this podcast, Lord, and they can just soak it in and put it into practice. In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen.
Amen.
That was powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's real. We blessed. Thank you so much.
Check this before you record. Just think about how you used to talk to the football team. What number you are, Dre?
32. What's good? You not tuned into the. Damn, fucked up. I ain't introduced myself. Shit. Yo, what's good? It's Trey B. And you not tuned into the Southern Folk. Alright, you not tuned into the Southern Flow podcast. It's Trey B. And right here on the Southern Flow podcast, when we talk about controversy. Shit, I keep fucking up. Fuck.
Hey, man, this is Star Reynolds, man. We here with Southern Flow Podcasting, man. Stay tuned. It's a lot of content, a lot of enjoyable activities. Just stay tuned. You might take that last stay tuned out. Hello? Alright. It's your boy, just Star Reynolds, man. We're here with Southern Flow Podcasting, man. Stay tuned for what's coming up. We got a lot of episodes and a lot of work put in play.
We just for the intro. Yo, it's Loomis Brinks, and you're not tuned into the Southern Flow podcast, where we talk about lifestyle, culture, and all the etc. Then I do another one. Yo, it's your boy Loomis Brinks. It's time to listen up. It's time to build up. So get up, get situated, so you can tune in. Yeah. Bro, just imagine us. Imagine what episode? What is episode?
It's gone fucking me up. What's good? It's your boy Trey B. And I'm gonna do one more. This is my last one. Yo, what's good? It's your boy Trey B. And you're not tuned in to the Southern Flow podcast. Where we talk about everyday life situations, controversy, trending topics. Just get in tune and stay tuned. We got something real big coming.
Matured, I was being lame. in the stain. You know I'm still praying for Lit Flav. I'm still affiliated with the game. Bread on a gang. Comp lights, no looking around at the stoplight. These niggas be acting they not right, and all this security top flight. That might have went over your head a little bit, but it come off.
Hey, I'm working here, you know what I'm saying? Try to put yourself in my